Hey everybody, this is Russ from Retro GameForce. Let's take a second and talk about this game here. It's called Iconoclasts. Now this is an indie PC game that came out in 2018 after 7 years of development. And the game itself is a mixture of platforming and puzzling, and it has this Metroidvania feel to it in the fact that you unlock certain things as you move forward. On top of that, it has a bunch of different boss battles. I think it has 20 of them altogether. And one of my favorite things about it is that it has 3 different difficulty settings. So depending on what level of gamer you are, you can put it to whatever setting is going to be a best fit for you. And so in this video today, I'm going to show you how to get this running on different RK3326 retro handheld devices. Primarily, we're going to look at the RG351MP and the RG351V. And this port is available via PortMaster, so you can use it on ArkOS, 351ELEC, as well as the RetroArena. And I'm really loving this game. So without any further delay, let's knock this one out. Okay, first thing you want to do is buy the game. I would recommend getting it either from the Humble Store or directly from Steam. In this video here, we're going to grab it from Steam. The game's retail price is $20, but as always, be on the lookout for sales. Okay, once you've purchased the game, what we need to do is find the Linux files in order to install those. So you want to go to this website here called steamdb.info, and I'll have all of this in the written guide down below. So just navigate to the Iconoclast page here on the database, and then we're going to use the app ID as well as the console ID of the Linux version in order to download it. And that might sound confusing, but let me show you what I mean. In the Windows Start menu, just type in the word run to bring up this run app. And then in here, type the word steam://open/console. And again, this is all in the written guide, which you'll find in the video description. And once you have that written down, just go ahead and type OK, and it's going to open up Steam, but it's going to give you the console window. Within here, we're going to type in the words download_depot. Then hit the space bar, and go back to that Steam database website, and then type in the app ID here. For this game, it is 393520. And then type space again, go back to that Steam database page, and then under depots, you should find the Linux version. And then you'll want to type in that ID, which is 393524. And that's it. Just go ahead and press enter. It's going to start the download. It's going to take a few minutes, but basically it's going to go into this Steam database, and then it's going to pull the Linux version of Iconoclast and then download it to your computer. Once it's done, it's actually going to give you the path of where it's been saved. So all you have to do is navigate to that path. It's going to be under your local drive, and then under Program Files x86, then under Steam, and then it'll be under Steam Apps, then Content, and then you should find its own folder right here. Just go ahead and drill down into these folders until you get to this one here, and these are all the data files that we're going to need for this port. What I like to do is move all these files over to a specific ports folder on my computer so that they're easier to find next time around. But yeah, that's how you do it via Steam. If you get the Humble version, you can actually just download the Linux version directly, but this is the process for Steam. It's a little bit more in depth, so I wanted to show this one in case you have the Steam copy yourself. Either way, we're now good to go. I'm going to delete this folder from my Steam Apps folder, and let's get it started onto our device. Now for this video, I'm going to use ArkOS, but you can do this on 351ELEC as well as the RetroArena. In ArkOS, the PortMaster is found under Options, and in 351ELEC, you'll find it in the Ports menu after you've installed it. If you haven't installed it, go ahead and check out my latest 351ELEC video. Anyway, just make sure your device is connected to the internet, and then open up PortMaster, and then update it if it asks you to. After that, just navigate to Iconoclasts, and then start the install process. It'll only take a second, but once you're done, it's good to go. Let's go ahead and close out of PortMaster by hitting Select and Start, and then we'll shut down our device and pull out the SD card. Now let's go ahead and put that SD card into our computer. What we want to do now is navigate to the ports folder on that SD card. And within here, you should now see an Iconoclast folder. Inside of that folder, you'll find a game data folder. And from here, you just want to move over your Linux files. And that's really it. You've now installed Iconoclasts onto your device. Go ahead and eject your SD card, and let's put it back into our device. And obviously for this example, I'm using the RG351MP. Now we go into the ports section, and then we should find Iconoclasts. When you first boot it up, it's going to take a while. I would say about 1 or 2 minutes to first boot up. But after that, you're going to be good to go. And like I mentioned, one of my favorite things about this game is that it has difficulty settings. I'm the kind of guy who likes to play things on the easiest settings, so I really appreciate this. And I have to say, for being an indie PC game that's 3 years old at this point, it looks really nice. Especially on the 640 by 480 displays on the RG351MP and the RG351V. I don't want to get too much into the game story, but I will say that it has a pretty good story to it, and the gameplay itself is top-notch. It's a mixture of action-adventure, as well as a little bit of puzzle mechanics too. Long story short, I've really been enjoying this game, and it's totally worth $20 to me. Now, if you're going to use something with a lower resolution, something like the RG351P or the M or the original RGB10, what you'll find is that this game has not been made for low-resolution screens, and so because of that, some of the text is going to be really hard to read. Now that being said, it doesn't take away from the gameplay itself, but it will be hard to read certain dialogue boxes. But the gameplay is great, so it's going to be up to you whether or not you want to be able to read everything or if you just want to play the game. But I wanted to make sure you knew about this before you went and spent the $20 if you're using one of the low-resolution devices. And unfortunately, despite the fact that PortMaster does work on RetroArena, this game in particular does not boot up. Hopefully they'll have a fix for this later, but for now, it's not working on the RGB10 Max or the Odroid Go Super. But anyway, that's really it for this video. I wanted to show you real quick how to set up Iconoclasts. I really do think this is a fun game, and it's well worth the 20 bucks. And one thing to bear in mind, if you do buy this game, you're able to play it on the PC as well, so you're not just limited to these handheld devices, you can play it on your computer too. Either way, it's a really great experience. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you planning on picking this up, or have you already played it before? Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time. Happy gaming.